and you'd be mine. You'd be mine. And can you feel the wind? It's carrying me back again. It takes me down to my yesterday when you were mine. And oh, we're going to change it. And I don't know what to do. Yeah, we'll hold on till tomorrow when we'll come through.
Bottoms up, Monger Maniacs. It's the Beer Monger Sessions, everyone's favorite string podcast about breweries, craft beer, alternative sports, and of course,
Shenanigans!
for the brewery, by the brewery, we are the Beer Monger Sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, all you Monger Maniacs out there all around the world, get ready because we're about to throw you a show that's going to take you all over the Midwest, right here in the great United States of America. I am your host, Spartan Biscuit, and my co-host, these two have the palates of Fort Knox. Let me tell you, they are bringing it. All right, we have Squiz and Master Chief Monger in the house. Thursday, January 9, 2020. That's right, 2020. Yeah, and the first show of the new year. So, wow. You know, a lot of stuff going on. And real quick, before we break it down to the group chat and tell everybody what we've been getting into, let's tell everybody, well, obviously, where the hell we're at. That's right. We are right now at Forbidden Root, all right, Brewing Company in Columbus, Ohio. That's right, in Columbus, Ohio, not in Chicago.
Definitely not.
Not in Chicago, but the story will take us back to that,
To that locale.
yeah.
Right here in Easton too, not just Columbus.
Yeah.
Easton.
Easton.
Yeah, you know, to be exact, let's call it 4080 Worth Avenue. Yeah, bam! 4080 Worth Avenue, Columbus, Ohio. And real quick with the hours, so everybody can get their monger on, you know, Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to midnight. And we've got, the kitchen closes at 10. Don't be that dude. Don't be that dude.
Be that guy.
Don't be that guy. All right. And then you got Sundays. After all your sins have been forgiven. That's right. They're opening it up at 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And the kitchen will close at 9 a.m. Respectfully on Sunday. Last call at 9:30.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9
yeah.
p.m.
Yeah.
Not 9 a.m.
Yeah. Kitchen closes at 9 p.m. Yeah. But you know what's really cool though? I don't know if you guys know about this, but they got a pretty cool happy hour Sunday through Thursday from 3 to 6 for $10 flights, $7 wines, $2 popcorns.
Hey,
Let's talk
man.
about that popcorn, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you know, so we've got a lot of stuff going down right here at Forbidden Root, Columbus, Ohio. So I guess without further ado, you know, we should probably get into what we've gotten into, and let's go ahead and let's start off with Squiz. What have you gotten into?
Oh, well, you know, I paid a visit to our friend Trevor over there at Grove City Brewing this past Saturday. I had a couple of events there. I ended a hash run there that I heard, and then my friend Crystal brewed a smoked lager with Trevor, and so they had the release party there for that. So I kind of melded the two worlds into one. Showed up to her birthday party with 20 rowdy hashers in tow.
Keep your clothes on.
You took
Yes.
those hashers over
Yes.
there? Oh, Trevor.
Hey, man, 2 birds with 1 stone, baby. Wow. Yeah.
Man, shout out to you, Trevor,
Right.
for hosting the hashers for sure.
Brought probably 40 people that I knew there on one night, so because they're good people. Trevor's a good dude, and I like to give Grove City Brewing my business. So, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice, man. Shout out to Trevor out there at Grove City. Chief, What have you gotten into?
I went to the fine city of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
So
What were you doing there?
The mini Monger, all he ever wants for his birthday is to go to see a Steelers game. Unfortunately, he plays football, so we have to wait till after the season's done. So we got to go see a winter game in Pittsburgh on the river, which is always lovely. It was a fantastic time. But I tell you what, man, Pittsburgh's a hell of a beer town. I can't wait to go back. So we stopped a couple of places.
Pittsburgh's a great town.
Yeah,
just overall, but yeah, good beer.
Yeah, good beer town. But I stopped at the Church Brew Works. It's an old converted church. Looks like about maybe an Orthodox Christian or something like that. The inside's unreal. And they went and they converted the altar over to the brew house. And you still have, you got the wood, you got all the the Orthodox stuff has the cathedral and the arches and stuff. That whole thing is blue, painted blue, and it still has it looks like the Pope's chair, but I'd imagine it would have been the priest's chair.
Don't look at me.
I don't know. I know. I'm the one that grew up Christian. I was Catholic. I have no idea what that thing is. But that is now the brew area, and it is set up like it's basically like a big German beer house, beer hall, and they got German foods in there and stuff. It was awesome. That place was absolutely fantastic. I recommend going there, and really a lot of breweries. I did have family, so I only got to hit a couple places, but Church Brew Works, definitely recommend it.
Well, definitely way to punch one in there with the family. You know what I'm saying? They could wait out in the daggone parking lot if they had to. You know what I'm saying?
I tried to get them to, but they wanted to come in.
Yeah, I'm saying. Well, your boys are getting to that age.
Oh, Daddy,
sure.
we want to be
at least two of them. One's already there. That's right. You know, I got in a little bit of adventures in myself. Went a little bit, I haven't been to Lineage in a really long time, so I stopped at Lineage right there on High Street on my way down to meet Squiz.
Yeah.
For number 7, right? It was 7?
Yeah, North High.
Yeah. Number 7, North High. I'm terrible with numbers, but we went down there, and this is the one I really wanted to share with everybody right here. Was the local conglomerate. You know, it's 3 breweries, Lineage, Sideswipe. And then, one of my all times, ill-mannered over there. You know, what's up to you guys over there? We know how to roll, Delaware. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And but this beer right here was fantastic. You know, I almost didn't even I almost didn't even get it. You know, I was thinking about. I went with something straight Lineage, and then I was about to leave, and I was like, oh my gosh. I heard about this, I seen it out on social media, and I wanted to go ahead and have it, and I could have spent the rest of the day there just crushing those. Those were fantastic beers. One more shout out to those right there. Ill-Mannered, Sideswipe, and Lineage. Great job.
That is a very good beer. I was at a bottle share just the Friday before the holidays. Actually, right after we went and did the volleyball mats, Chief.
Oh, very good.
Somebody pulled one of those out. I didn't even know it existed, and it was very tasty, very quality beer. If you find it, it's out in packaging around the city, around Central Ohio, or if you're just near Lineage, you pop in, just go in there and give it a shot. It's very, very good beer, very worth it.
You know, also, good point there, man. You know, I'm glad that I was able to get some backup on that because, that really is a super good beer. And, nobody just likes to hear it from one person. Let's be honest, man. References are everything if you haven't had it yet.
And Lineage is just doing some really, really good things lately.
Dude, they made that underground top 10 list.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, they made a peanut butter porter recently that they just released, I think, this week. It's pretty darn tasty.
Shout out to Wolf Ridge.
Wolf Ridge.
They were on top of that list that I was just talking about. You know what I'm saying? Ow, 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 ow.
They're
That's
making
right.
some changes.
They are.
They're changing their packaging.
Changing packaging.
They're getting rid of bottles. They're going to go to cans. Start rolling out next week. Seen some of the artwork. It's absolutely beautiful. But yeah, they decided to join that canning revolution. And, they're over there at the new brew house. Took over the old 4-string brewery, so they're over there getting ready to.
Is that on the west side?
Beers. Yeah. So where we did a couple shows. That's now Wolf Ridge production facility. They're not even producing in Columbus anymore. Or
Wow.
at the old place down in that basement.
Oh, they're-
Which, how they made that much beer out of that basement? Cranberry.
I have no
idea either.
Hey, you
They're
know.
rolling it out. They're gonna be rolling it out.
Thank you, sir.
Ooh,
Bring it
the
on
Banner
in.
Boy-
Bring it
the
on
Banner
in,
Boy
Jack.
guys.
Bring it in, man. You ready? Let's do it. Let's do it right now, baby. Let's do it right now. Let's roll right into some of our guests here. You know what I'm saying? And ladies and gentlemen, Monger Maniacs all over Monger Nation and this great Monger world. Let me tell you right now, he is a familiar face. All right. He is. He has been hanging around with Mongers for quite some time, and you know,
Here.
I contribute that to his freaking his craziness.
Jack,
All
come
right.
here.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and bring in the crew from Forbidden Root Brewing Company right here in Columbus, Ohio. It's game time. It's Monger time.
What's up, Mongers?
Get that pint ready. All right. Get that pint ready because it's time. It's time.
It's time. Whoa, whoa.
Woo! All right. First of all, what's everybody drinking right now?
There we go.
What's everybody
Yours
drinking
looks
right
so
now?
much better right now.
Jack, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking our Hot and Bothered.
First
New
of all,
England IPA.
introduce
Hey,
yourself.
hello, Mongers. My name's Jack. I've known these crazy people for about, what, 3 years now?
Oh yeah.
2
Oh
years,
yeah.
3 years?
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
2 to 3 years. Been
this
trying
world-
to sell you beer.
In
sell
this
you beer,
Monger
sell you
world,
beer.
yes. In this
Yeah,
Monger
here.
world.
Everybody, come on.
Yeah, well, we're gonna squeeze in here.
Yeah.
Gotta get our.
Oh yeah, there we go. Hey, that guy preaches brewer. That guy preaches brewer right there. It must be a
If
brewer.
that's not a brewer, I don't know what a brewer looks like.
Yeah. Just go ahead and introduce yourself. Welcome to the Beer Monger
Nick
session.
Gabriel, head brewer here at Forbidden Root, Columbus.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, you know, we can get crazy. All right, but let's just settle down and let's start with the story. All right, let's start with a little bit of a story. You know how we like to do that. And Monger Maniacs out here, you have seen him before. He's been on the show. All right, so yes. All right, just watch the past shows and you'll figure out who he is. All right.
Every single episode.
Yeah,
Every
that's
single
right.
episode.
You better watch every single one of them. All right, let's start with the story, Jack. Let's I'm actually, first of all, I'm having a fantastic New England style IPA.
You are. Is that the small talk right now?
Yeah,
It
the
looks
small
like the
talk.
small talk.
But the thing I really like about this is how flavorful it is, and you get a great you get that great old school piney punch to a low ABV beer.
We're trying to make a big old juicy IPA in a small alcohol package. So that's what we did with that pale ale. It's got a lot of broad appeal here. But the story of Forbidden Root starts a number of years ago out in Chicago, as you said earlier. We got two founders in our company. One is named Robert Finkel, and the other name is Randy Monger, who some of you Mongers might recognize. You guys actually have the book that he
Yes,
wrote in
we
your
sell
guys'
his book.
store. You guys
Yes.
sell his book that he wrote. He was a really well-renowned home brewer, a big staple of the craft beer market, and the best-selling author in the craft beer space. So he wanted to start a company with our Robert Finkel guy. That's his name, Robert Finkel. And we wanted to start with herbal botanical ingredients and make an alcoholized root beer. That's where it very originally started, was an alcoholized root beer and another alcoholized soda, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the
I
other
think
one
it
was.
might have been a cream soda or something along those lines, or maybe
But
a
it all
ginger
just-
ale.
yeah, it all
And then it kind
rolled
of
in there.
blew up from there about what can we put in beer? There's a lot more ingredients to beer than just malt and barley. What else can we put in this beer to bring it back, A, to its roots, and use some of these ingredients that German purity laws would have not allowed in the beer for the past 400 years. But we're rocking recipes and styles to make, first and foremost, a really excellent beer. We're not recipe chasing. We're not trying to add paragraphs to the side of our cans just to add ingredients and things like that. We're trying to make solid beer using unconventional methods and ingredients.
Wow. Now,
He gets paid to talk.
yeah, well, yeah, I'd say I might as well just turn the mic over to him right now. You know, he's the host of the show. No, you know, all right. So, location here in Columbus, Ohio, right here in the Midwest.
Yes, sir.
The only other location, Chicago?
On the in the Ukrainian village in Chicago. Built
Interesting.
into an old movie theater. If you're ever out a little western in the Midwest, check us out.
So what year did Forbidden Root start in Chicago?
2016, I believe.
Oh, so relatively young then.
Relatively young.
So
Relatively young.
why, everything you could have done like other places around Chicago, whatever, why Columbus?
Because Columbus is the neo-Chicago, where Chicago used to be the center for distribution and exporting of Midwestern culture. Columbus, Ohio really has become that in the past few years. We are the intersection of 71 and 70. We have Easton here, which is the only shopping development center that's actually growing in the entire country. It made a ton of sense for us to open out here and get a little bit more Midwest love going.
Now, you guys have you guys are. There's a lot of charities. There's a lot of charities involved. Now I did a little bit of research, you know, and it's unbelievable how many charities that are a part of Forbidden Root.
Absolutely.
You know, and I love the fact that they get other breweries involved in these charities, and just like Chief was saying, 2016. You know, I was thinking that. I was thinking they were in the game long ago, to be a part of all the stuff that they are a part of. So, I'm not going to hit the charities too much. You're all right. You know, but I do want to. I do want to. They do collaborations.
Yeah, and we're blessed to be able to be calling ourselves a benefit company. So. We make enough money to pay ourselves and live a decent life, but everything else past that goes to a charity of a different course. And if anybody is watching this and maybe runs a charity or who knows a connection to a local charity who think they could do some good stuff with us, please reach out, please.
You know, and just to throw a little bit out there, at the bar in Chicago, I know this was definitely in Chicago, Tap 16, all right, number 16 is dedicated, it's called the Love Handle, all right? They partner with other breweries to get their beer on the Love Handle, and $1 of every glass sold goes to a chosen organization. For example, Oscar Blues, benefiting America Cares. Four Hands Brewing, benefiting One Tail at a Time. My eyes are shitty. My eyes are shitty. I need those freaking $1.99s at CVS, man. Are these really it?
Here's my negative 0.5. You see an HD now all of a sudden?
Whoa.
Right.
I don't know. those hurt even worse. But no, you've got you got Smutty Nose Brewing, benefiting Project Healing, Waters Fly Fishing. It's all over the place, and I see something down here that's a little close to my heart as well, and I'm just kind of trying to figure it out. I've been walking around in the Columbus, Ohio brewery, and it was like the Semper Fi Foundation. Hoorah! That's all I got to say to that. Man, I mean, I feel like only Marines give to Marines sometimes. I mean, if you're not, then you are definitely a saint. That's for sure. I'll put it out like that. But no, and you can check it out. Check out their website. You can see everything out there. Like Jack says, reach out to Jack at the Columbus branch if you have something going on.
We're absolutely approachable. We're going to be brewing here. This gentleman is going to be brewing some delicious beer here relatively soon, and everything else that we want to do, we want to ingratiate ourselves into this market and the lovely people who live here. So
speaking
we are
of that, I noticed that all of your merch, you have a sign up there. All your merch royalties go to the Ohio Honor Ride Project Hero, which is a local charity here. So
absolutely.
Are you guys? You got all the Chicago. Obviously, Chicago's an established brewery. Are you guys trying to skew towards local charities here with this location?
Absolutely. And Nick will be able to answer some more of that too.
Yeah, local charities. Really, the two breweries are going to operate independently. It's going to be, we're going to use local malt, we're going to use local hops. We're not really tied to anything that the Chicago brewery is doing, other than, hey, we have a common goal of making great beer with unique recipes and ingredients. But we hired from a local pool here. I'm born and raised in Columbus. So
Likewise.
Yeah, so it really is a Columbus brewery and a Columbus restaurant. The Chicago part of it was the first piece, and starting here, they weren't going to move people from Chicago here. They wanted to really make it a Columbus locally.
That's awesome.
So,
It's very cool. Yeah.
And we hired it goes from front of house, back of house with some awesome bartenders you guys might recognize from locally around. Our chef is Chef Paul Yao, who for many years was the head chef at Barcelona restaurants before striking off on his own. We've got fantastic food that's more approachable than difficult. We want you to guys have an amazing meal made by a top-tier chef that's not going to, A, break the bank or blow out your palate where you can't enjoy our beers alongside of it. So.
Well, Jack, you just gave us the foothold right there to go ahead and step into it. Chief's going to go nuts over here because first, Chief, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what kind of crazy-ass diet you're on right now?
All right, so right now I'm doing a keto diet, so I am not drinking a beer. I am drinking a Middle West Spirit rye. Right here, it's highly recommended. It's very good bourbon or very good rye. Distilled spirits that are not flavored, don't have any carbs, so this guy's going to be drinking a lot of bourbon the next few weeks. But that being said, I just had like chicken wings over there.
I didn't even ask you how you guys liked them.
They're awesome.
They were delicious. Yeah. Now is that the same sauce you guys always do with it, or do you?
It's a Fresno sauce. So right now, you asked for a dry rub. I said no, you don't get a dry rub. You get the Fresno sauce.
Correct. Yes.
This is the way to enjoy it.
Yes, but does that sauce change?
Not at the
Because I
moment.
know the rest of your menu does.
We have a living kitchen. So
Okay.
what Chef Paul decides that he wants to mix it up with, that's exactly what we'll do. We're not, again, Chef Paul's mission, from what I understand, was to do his best to translate the Chicago menu to an Eastern Ohio market, which is, more approachable. We got a lot more foot traffic coming in over here than they have over at Ukrainian Village. We want something for everybody. We do have, an off the menu kids menu, so you can get a hamburger with no cheese and ketchup on it if you want to. We've got something for everybody here. Food-wise, at least.
I didn't know you could get a hamburger. But with that being said,
You want to order off the kids menu now?
Oh, man.
no. But what I'm saying
He's
though
gonna
is
get some takeout.
this does rotate quite a bit.
Yeah, the menu is a living menu. It's even what we might put on our website, it might change by lunch or
I
dinner
know.
service.
I know. The website said fried chicken skins. I was all excited about
Brian
that.
River, we'll get them back for you. Brian's special.
Chicken skins. I wanted to slam some chicken skins right into my face hole, and sadly enough, because it's a rotating menu,
They're rotated. It'll be back.
it's not there. It just means I have to come back.
It's not.
You have to come
I
back.
need to
It's
come
not
back and
complaining. I
get
think
some
The
of those
first hit
skins.
isn't free, but the first hit's good.
Yeah. I mean, I just gotta come back and eat those skins. That's
Absolutely.
It's fine.
When we get them back, I'll text you something.
Okay, please do.
Deal.
So what's with the cheddar popcorn?
cheddar
I've been reading
popcorn.
reviews
All our
and stuff.
popcorn
Like
is amazing.
I've been reading a lot of stuff about the cheddar popcorn.
I've got big spaces between my teeth. I don't eat much popcorn. But
But-
our popcorn,
When you do.
we make our own ramen seasoning with it. So we put a ramen salted flavor to this popcorn. That's usually what we have in there. And then the cheddar popcorn is just amazing. It's a homemade cheddar powder. We make the popcorn with coconut oil instead of frying it up in castor oil or anything like that. So that's just a fun little snack. I don't know how much you can make popcorn sexy, but we did.
Well,
You started with ramen. That's all I gotta say.
Hey.
Oh, and the
Exactly.
ramen mac and cheese. Chef Paul made some mac and cheese. Is this still on the menu? Oh, and he put a little bit of that homemade ramen seasoning on that too. It was
Ooh, that sounds
amazing.
really good.
Oh man, and his mac and cheese. It's not the baked mac and cheese cake. It was like homemade Velveeta sauce. Just saucy.
man.
Ooh, I'm gonna give a shout out there to Monger Squad member T-Dubs out there, coming over there from over there on the I don't know, out in the middle.
West Side,
Yeah.
Grove City, baby.
Yeah. Yep, Grove City. All right. Yep, he's from the west side. We're all the way over here on the east. So, hey, thanks for coming over there, T-Dubs. What are you drinking right now, T-Dubs?
Jackie O, Sue Cooks for you.
All right.
Beer.
All right. Yeah. All right. And that's right. You do have definitely. You have a few guest taps
We have a
here.
few guest taps, 10 through 13 right now. It's not the exact model of the Love Line from Chicago, but Mr. Gabriel over here has been in the industry and brewing with a lot of excellent brewers around the town who have also spread their wings and set up some other breweries around town. So we had some excellent beer from Gamuton when we first opened. We've had some Wolf's Ridge. We did a collab with those lovely people, the Forbidden Wolf, which was a cranberry week.
Just sadly gone.
So yeah, we've been embraced by some lovely breweries. We're embracing everybody else. We're trying to fit in like we've always been here, not just kind of come in with a big stomp. So.
Right up. I love it. I love it. Are you guys going to be, I was in January, oh man.
I'll be there. Are you talking about Winter Beer Fest?
Yeah.
I'll be working it.
All right.
Speaking of brewing, so we're sitting here in front of this brew house. When are you guys starting brewing, and can you tell us a little bit about the facility, what's your capacity? Are you going to be packaging here?
Yeah, that's
Just
the
give
idea.
me the rundown.
Sure. 10-barrel brew house. We are very close. Just waiting on a few things to come together to get brewing. It's the way breweries work.
Yes.
It's getting across the finish line, the last few steps of the harvest. So 10-barrel brew house. We've got a couple of 20-barrel fermenters and a 20-barrel fruiter, which maybe you see right behind us.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yep. And that's actually unique. We're dedicating that to lagers. So it's going to be a clean fermentation fruiter, which generally they're used for mixed fermentation. So we're going to do kind of a seasonal approach to that with our lagers, oak age lagers. But yeah, I can't wait to get started. It's right there. So beer will be coming out of this plant here soon, and I'll be a happy man.
Are you guys going to be canning here?
Yeah, we plan to do some mobile canning eventually. Once we get our feet underneath us, like right now, it's really just trying to figure out. I mean, most people that follow breweries at this point understand that the first few batches you're really dialing in your system. Every system is unique, so it takes a couple of rounds to figure out your efficiency and limitations. You have to kind of challenge the system to figure out exactly what your limitations are. So I plan on doing that, and then. Once everything's kind of under control in the way that I want it to be, then that's when you put things into cans. You don't want it to be sitting on the shelf warm somewhere where you're like, yeah, I think it's what it is, but you actually need to know what product's going in to something that's going to sit on the shelf somewhere where you don't have control over it.
Yeah.
In this building, I know exactly what it is. I can taste it out of that tank when it's going to that tap. But as soon as it leaves your building, so yeah. So I want to spend a little time getting to know the system and all that before I send something out that somebody else is going to be selling.
Are you the only brewer on staff?
It's a one-man show.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
Is there going to be beers that you're going to brew here that won't be brewed in Chicago?
I will pretty much exclusively be brewing beer here that aren't brewed in Chicago.
Yeah, because everything's sourced locally, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so everything from Columbus is going to be unique to Columbus. I might brew something down here just if we need to have some capacity down here that they don't have up north. But otherwise, yeah, it's free to do what we need down here.
We have our own market here and our own needs and
Absolutely, yeah.
things that needs to be met, so
Yeah.
it makes sense to us to brew our beer.
Well, and it's the same thing in Chicago. They're brewing whatever they want, in the tap room. It's constantly rotating. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not really tied to doing a few things like a flagship thing all the time. We will have some mainstays that are on our taps, but otherwise we get to roll with it like we want. And especially in this kind of concept where you can use unique ingredients, things that just come up that you're like, okay, let's try this. It's really exciting as a brewer to have that opportunity. So yeah, like I said, I can't wait to get started. It's going to be fun.
You know what I just thought of with all that menu changing stuff?
Food?
Pony.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Pony. Yeah.
Pony.
Sabari, you probably know him.
Jack, you know.
You know
If you saw
Pony
Pony.
from Delaware.
From
but
Delaware.
he is
Yeah.
a specialty farmer. And so
Yeah.
he grows all kinds of crazy things out of his farm.
All right.
So,
Oh wait, what's the farm name?
Redhead
Redhead
Farm.
Farm.
Red. Yeah. I have his contact information.
Yeah.
I'm going to be contacting him soon.
Buzz buttons.
Pony. That's
Oh,
right.
also, before we get too far ahead, Brian is enjoying some Middle West spirits. We do have all our spirits locally sourced. There's so much amazing Columbus distilleries that are out here, so we have a fantastic cocktail menu, some homemade shots that we do, all with local liquors and local distilleries around here that we've been blessed to have a relationship with. So
Yeah.
I want to
Actually,
get that little edge in there.
That single barrel rye that you're drinking, we picked that barrel.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
actually, yeah. So they bottled that off for us after we picked it, and I'm gonna get that barrel to put beer in. So
very
we're
nice.
really working with those folks, all the local distilleries, really to kind of get all of those.
You've got to give the bartenders credit up there for their concoctions up there. They're killing it up there. It's not just a craft beer bar. We've got amazing cocktails and shots.
There are empty glasses on this table. Do you guys want?
Yes.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to drink them. Honestly, I'm looking at these tasters.
I'll do a hot bottle.
Okay.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, Nate.
Turtles.
What's turtles?
Turtles.
Majestically Galloping Turtles. You haven't tried a Majestically Galloping Turtles with turmeric? What else is in there? Chamomile and some other good stuff.
Black lime, something.
Give them a
Take it.
Majestically Galloping Turtles.
Turtles.
Take it.
Turtles.
Thank you. And you know what?
We're gonna drink some beer here.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and let's
my
get a little
God.
taste.
That's right. These are my tables. You guys don't have to worry about that.
All
right. The first two beers on this list, we're going left to right for you camera folks at home. So Nick Gabriel just mentioned how we're going to have a fruity here. We're going to be able to oak some of our lagers. There's a big thing that we like to do to differentiate our lagers is there's a lot of things you can put into lagers to differentiate them. You can also just throw some damn oak staves in them and oak them out and make them absolutely delicious. So this was our fall seasonal that we did called Hoodie Weather. Look at the color on that. It looks like a fall seasonal beer. It does not taste like the malty Martzen Fest beer that you're expecting. It's a sweet Vienna lager that we threw some toasted oak staves into and made this deliciously semi-sweet oaked lager. And that's the type of stuff that we're going to be able to do here once we get up and running here in the next couple of weeks. So I'm excited to try that with you guys. My cooties are safe.
I'm good. I'm
good.
safe.
Anybody getting out of some sickness?
No.
All right, let's share some cups.
I was kissing
fine.
claws in Australia.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well,
Might have some syphilis going on.
yeah. So that's the oaked lager. A little bit of what we're going through with our seasonal lager line. A little bit different.
Oh, that's good.
Really nice.
Wow.
A little bit different. Not a lot of other people had that
What'd you
oaky
say?
taste for the fall on the go.
What's the ABV on that again, Jack?
It's around 5.
Right around 5. So
Right where you
can
want
have
your
a
lager.
you can
Oh,
have a
that's
few
very
of
good.
those.
Yeah.
Very
So
flavorful.
This is one of my favorite things. The next one we got coming up. Obviously, we're at the end of this. It's winter now, so we're at the end of our fall and winter seasonal. The next one following this up is another oaked lager called Panda Party. It's going to be a black lager with vanilla, so black and white, and get it. But it's going to be similarly oaked to this, and it's going to be delicious. I'm going to make sure you guys. I don't have a lot of it to play with, but barley hops will have some.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Barley hops is getting the love. That's right. At one horse.
Oh, that's good beer.
Good beer.
And next up, again, talking about exactly what our lovely brewer Nick Gabriel was just talking about. We're gonna be as local as we can, when we can. Otherwise, we are sourcing ingredients that fit the beer. So this is the strawberry basil hef. This is probably my favorite of our 5 cores that we do. This is just such an accessible, easy drinking beer. And the fun part about that is we teamed up with a relatively local Indiana, I believe, farmer, a strawberry farmer in Indiana. So we got those as local as we could.
That's
Pressed down the
so-
line. I drink it all the time.
It's so good. Like I taste fresh strawberry, and it's not like artificial. It actually tastes like you're eating a fresh strawberry.
Yeah,
and you
and-
can taste the basil with it. It's
So
not
if
like
you guys get it, you have to lick the thing after you got
Yeah, lick my shirt. All right. No, that's fantastic.
So
That
with
is really
it's
good.
The
super
combination between strawberry and basil is a lot like chocolate and vanilla. Like vanilla brings out chocolate a little bit. If you're making a chocolate sauce, sprinkle a little vanilla in there and it'll make it pop. It's the exact same concept with strawberry. It has an herbal component to it, and that basil really brings that out of it. Now, the strawberry that we put in this beer, like I said, we got in America. There's plenty of local strawberries out here that are really good. Basil was a different endeavor a little bit. We searched high and low. We actually made a couple of batches of this with I think a European basil.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm just trying to help out.
And honestly, at the end of the day, the basil that we decided to put in this was an Egyptian basil. So we have ingredients from Egypt, China, and Indiana in this beer. The Chinese hibiscus, you can barely taste the hibiscus in this beer. What it really does is add clarity, color, and body, and gives it stability on the shelf too. So again, we're adding ingredients and additives to the beer that have been in beer for thousands and thousands of years for multiple reasons that got left by the wayside with the purity laws and just trend chasing. So
yeah, it's really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really good.
That is
fantastic.
that is
that
fantastic.
is a really, really tasty beer.
It's super good. It is really, really
And the
good.
next one I have is the beer that I am enjoying. This is our Hot and Bothered. Now this is a Northeast IPA, a hazy, a little bit of a haze to it. But this one again, this is my favorite one to talk about as a forbidden root beer because you guys have bought bags of grapes, right? You guys buy grapes, right? We got some grape buyers here.
Seen a grape?
Sure.
You've seen a grape? You've seen a grape?
I like a good grape.
You know a grape?
Who doesn't like a good grape?
Grapes.
Grapes.
Before you wash the grapes off, you know there's that like whitish, waxy sheen on the skin of the grape. Before you wash it off, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't wash them, but yeah, I just eat it.
Okay, so you're eating
very
that
flavorful.
white waxy sheen is one of the original sources of brewer's yeast. That is yeast. That waxy sheen on it is brewer's yeast. So one of the original olden methods to make beer is to get brewer's yeast from these skin grapes. So for this New England IPA, we got a little bit of our yeast from grape skins, and then we poured some red wine into it to complete it with the color and the body. And I cannot get enough of this IPA. I've not had anything
Very
like it.
good.
It's grapey. It's amazing. It's delicious. There's not a lot like out there like that. I've not had
Not
any
at
really
all.
great PAs.
And that grape PA, I like that. I like that. Like you can taste. It's not overly grapey, but you can taste the wine influence on it for sure.
Absolutely, and we'll get back to that wine influence with the last beer we try, our rosé.
Yeah.
But this beer is forbidden root in a glass.
It's so unique.
It's an old method
not-
going back to the roots of beer making. It's an ingredient that wasn't allowed under German purity law, so it was semi-forbidden. This is what we're doing. We're making interesting beer with ingredients that have been around for 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Well, I decided earlier, through the day, I've really not been doing any carbs. I do have to get so many carbs in a day, or else you get sick. So that's going to be my carb at the end of this show.
I'm happy, man.
I'm
It's a
doing.
good one. Are you trying a little bit of carbs down here?
It's
Where
gonna
does it
keep, it's
go?
gonna keep you
I'm
from getting
sipping
sick.
Yeah, don't be a
Around
carb
the table.
sissy, dude. Come
No, I
on,
can't get sick.
nobody likes a
Sick.
carb sissy.
Give me that.
Yeah, you like that? Get that carb. Get that carb. That carb.
It's a totally unique
Carb
IPA. It's not. When you
Well,
drink it
that's
though, it's
making
not an
nervous.
uncertain flavor that you've never had before.
too.
It's familiar. It's safe. It's delicious. Approachability needs to coexist with botanical ingredients. I think that's what we absolutely nail at this brewery. Personally, when I see a ton of herbal ingredients in a beer and then I taste it, a lot of the times they have a very tea flavor, a strong herbal acidity, right? And I have been just blown away by how we've dodged that bullet on
Yeah.
every single one of the beers that we put these very strong botanicals into.
I'm gonna be honest. Every time I see anything with wine or must or anything like that, beer wise, I stay away from it. I've
Yeah.
never had one that I like. I could just sit here and drink this all day.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Well, with the turtles, it had turmeric in it. Turtles. Like, I ordered it and they looked at me. I
She's
was like,
drinking a beer from us called Majestically Galloping Turtles.
Jessica Galloping Turtles.
That was a collab we did with who? Barmari?
Yeah,
Barmari.
Yeah.
Asheville.
And then I looked up and saw, I just read it on the thing, New England IPA, Majestically Galloping Turtles. I want to try that. And then I looked up and saw that it had turmeric in it, and I was like, I may have made a mistake. And then
This is your third?
This is my second one.
Okay.
And it was delicious. Like it works. You know, because turmeric, if you're not careful, just take over everything.
I'm surprised
And
that the head
that's-
doesn't have like an orange stain to it, right?
Yeah,
Like a yellowish
right?
orange stain.
Yeah,
from the
it's
turmeric.
so good, and you don't. It's
stupid.
subtle. It really works. Really works. It's you guys have done
Thanks.
so well with this stuff.
Thank you.
I feel the same way you guys do. So usually when I see an ingredient that I'm not used to tasting in beer, I feel like if I order that beer, that's all I'm going to taste.
Yeah.
And so that's the great approach here is that there's always beer in the beer. You're not just going to taste the one note of whatever ingredient that you might not be familiar with. It's always used. There's a lot of work that goes into balancing it. It's not just throw it in and see what happens. You really want to make sure that the base beer, when you see those ingredients for the turtles, and maybe you're a double dry hops New England IPA fan, you're gonna be like, is that something I'm gonna like? Absolutely. If that's the style that you enjoy, you're gonna enjoy this beer.
Yes.
It's not one thing that just dominates the whole flavor. So.
And the patented like dry finish we have in our IPAs too. It's just really nice. We want you to enjoy the food at our restaurant. We want you to enjoy cocktails and maybe some of our other beers or some of the other gas taps we have on. So we're not trying to dominate your palate with really anything that we do. On that note, here is our Czech Pilsner. Remind me the name of this one.
At the door.
At the Door. This is our At the Door Czech Pilsner.
Oh, check.
And from
At
what
the
I
door,
understand,
right?
from what
Yeah.
I've been told about this beer, This is a pretty unherbled beer. This is a base Czech Pilsner that in a few months we're going to be adding a wildflower additive ingredient to this beer, and it'll be called Purple Pils. So this is our, and it's funny, I get to call it. You've heard me talk about beer this way for years. This is our beer flavored beer.
Yeah.
We make a beer flavored beer in Chicago, and it's called beer flavored beer. So when I was talking to Kyle about that, this is how I sell you know what, my lager. I call it beer flavored beer. He's like, we make that. Like literally, we have the patent on that name. So it was meant to be. So here's just a Czech Pilsner at the door, delicious, smooth, and then we're gonna be adding some wildflower to it in a couple months to really cut in there where the hop would be in a Czech Pilsner to give you that little bit of bite. I can't wait to see what it comes out. I hope it's purple too. I've never seen it before.
Well, and then you can
that's good.
use that as a base for, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is just a vehicle of a beer right there. Delicious, nutritious, and beer flavored.
Yeah, that's the other thing
And
is
it's totally beer flavored beer.
right.
Like,
Is that what you're drinking right now?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Clean lager.
That's what.
Yeah, it is clean.
It's what brewers drink.
And Nick and I really bonded over that.
T-Dubs, you want to try this Pilsner? Yeah.
And I see our
T-Dubs
lovely
up
party
here.
over there drinking our sparkling rosé, which is what we're about to be drinking next. So she read the numbers and she bought appropriately. She's playing the numbers.
Yeah, I do want to say, like, such as this builds, we do work with a lot of crazy ingredients, but there's times where we also know when to stay out of the way.
Just reel it in.
Just make a beer.
Yeah,
It's like, let the beer be
that's
the beer.
that's killer, man.
Yeah,
That's a great beer.
Our
So-
Snoochie Boochies
Right.
double IPA that you guys might see out and
Snoochie
about in the market.
Boochies.
Snoochie Boochies is amazing. That's another beer in the similar vein. That's us
I had one today.
putting our non-forbidden and non-root, just absolutely amazing Nipa shoes on. So if
And
you guys
it's-
get a chance to see a Snoochie Boochies out there, try it. You
it's
will love it.
very good.
You'll love it.
I had one today.
Did you?
I did.
Good.
It was fantastic. Snoochie Boochies.
Snoochie Boochies.
All right.
We do have a Twitter post of Kevin Smith drinking our Snoochie Boochies with a
Really?
thumb up. So yeah, we had beer on at a theater in Chicago where he just recently premiered the Jay and Silent Bob
Oh,
sequel.
the reboot?
Yep,
Yeah.
Snoochie Boochies was on draft and he was there drinking the beer. Obviously, Jay
awesome.
has turned the page, thank goodness for him, and so he was not enjoying it. And the Snoochie Boochies is his term.
Oh, I know.
I think
know.
Kevin Smith owns it. He gave us the
Yeah.
thumbs up of approval. I think that's all you need in the court of law. We have a
That's
picture of him
it.
drinking
Just
it with
him
thumbs
drinking
up,
it
right?
with,
So-
that's cool, right?
Another
Yeah,
thing
that's
to talk about real quick is our can design. Randy Mosher, who I mentioned before, does a lot of our can design for our course. We also team up with the artist called Tony Fitzpatrick, who does just amazing evocative art for our cans. So that Snoochie Boochies can, you'll see it. It's got a wonderful dog on it, and you won't forget it. But let's drink one last beer. So
Yeah, what do we got here?
All
we were
right.
talking a little bit earlier about the grape and wine additives in beer. Rosé ale has been a thing for a while. I don't think it's been done loud and proud before. I don't think it's been just like flag in the ground. This is a rosé,
Like
and
this?
and you're gonna love it. Yeah, or dab.
Just
We
dab
can
it.
dab on it. We can just
Just
dab
dab
on
on
it.
it.
So our sparkling rosé is 10% alcohol.
Oh my god.
With this beer, we started with a entirely beautiful Belgian Chapelle that we could can and package by itself, and we said that's not enough. And us being, who wants it? Why is no one taking it?
I'll
Are
take
you
it.
guys scared of
Let's
this?
go
No.
take it first.
I'm not
You
scared.
were like
I'm not
holding it to
afraid.
the camera.
Snoochie Boochies.
Snoochie Boochies.
Yeah.
So with this beer, we wanted to make a loud rosé. We started with the Belgian Chapelle base that we know would blend well with grapes. Again, we
I
talked
really
about
get
the
that
grapes.
Belgian.
The Belgian is there. It is
Yeah.
definitely a beer. It is not a soft half wine.
No, it's definitely got Belgian to it.
And we us being Forbidden Root, you've heard a little bit about the ingredients and additives we like to go. We looked at some Malbec grapes, we looked at Cab Sav grapes, we looked at Merlot grapes. Honestly, the grape that made this beer sing was the Welch's Niagara grape. So we put a ton of Niagara grape juice in this beer and let that re-ferment, and it just sings. It sings. I challenge you to find the 10% in this beer. It is
Whoa, 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 wait.
It does not drink
wait.
like a 10%.
10% on that.
Tastes
Sparkling
like-
Are you
rosé.
shitting me?
No, and you can't
No.
taste that.
No, you can't taste it.
It's
Holy
very
shit.
dangerous. And I don't want to quote any other Columbus, Indiana breweries, but it's a real 10%. We gravity tested.
Oh!
Fire!
It is definitely not a slushy, right?
I don't know what you're
Damn.
talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the slushy?
I don't
Like
know.
from 7-Eleven?
I don't know what anybody's
Definitely
talking about.
not, like,
blue icy. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyways, so yeah, that's our rosé. We can that, and that's a semi-core is what I talk about it.
I can't
We
do
have
it.
it on our docket year round. But we don't always make it, so we have it when we have it. If you guys see it,
Wow.
enjoy it.
That doesn't even taste like it's
I
freaking
can't-
6%.
No, my
Yeah.
lovely wife Natalie over there really enjoys that beer. That's the sample I run out of mysteriously the most.
Wow. Mysteriously.
Mysteriously
Wow,
disappearing
you know-
samples. Do you have this problem, Squiz? Mysteriously disappearing samples?
Sometimes. I mean, I blame the raccoons.
Yeah, the raccoons.
The raccoons.
This
they
is what
just
our bosses
get
don't understand.
Yeah,
The raccoons,
the
they
raccoons,
find beer rats.
They have
They chase them out.
fingers, like, and they can just open up.
Yeah, and they're very
the cooler,
fastidious. They clean their hands
and
a
then
lot,
they-
so it
yeah,
doesn't-
that happens.
it's safe.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, just when you're a beer rat, samples disappear. It's
They just
crazy.
disappear. It's nuts.
You have
I don't
raccoons.
know.
I have cats.
Oh, cats. Okay. Yeah.
That's they're the ones
I have
that
a cat, but he's very specific.
No, they're not my cat. We just have
He,
cats.
oh yeah, no, I have a cat. He only
Your
likes
cats.
New England IPAs. It's crazy.
Well, you should try some Snoochie Boochies.
Oh, maybe.
Smoochy
well.
Boochies. Smoochy Boochies with this freaking 16% freaking rosé.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Well,
I know. I just said
Gabriel, I know
16
you got
'cause
other
it
things to
don't.
do. I want to bid you adieu and thank you guys for sitting in with us.
Cheers, everybody.
Answering
Thank you.
questions that I would not have been
Thanks
able
for
to
joining
answer.
us.
Yeah.
I
Cheers.
look forward to seeing you.
I look forward to trying your beers. that
Absolutely.
you make here.
Come back.
So can we talk a
Oh,
little bit about?
alright.
Can we talk a little bit about your what you're thinking about for your first brew, or is that proprietary?
No, I've got a couple ideas, but like I said, dialing in the system, I'm going to brew a couple things I'm really familiar with.
Yeah.
So, I worked at Forestering for 7 years before I came over here. So I've got plenty of recipes to pull from, a couple of favorites that we had, taproom only things that I'm looking forward to making. But yeah, it'll be soon enough.
Awesome.
I'll say that.
Can't wait.
But
Hey.
yeah, it's
I appreciate you taking time out of your day
Thank you very much.
to explain your craft right here on the Beer Monger Sessions, and we're going to keep on pushing forward because Jack, check this out. Man.
Seriously.
Hey, you don't have to go anywhere, man.
space, you can
Thanks,
relax.
man. Thank you, brother.
All right,
All
thanks, guys.
And there it is.
All right,
There it
thanks.
is, right there. Head brewer Columbus.
Yeah.
Ohio Forbidden Root. Man, what a
And that's another
what
great
a
thing.
pleasure.
Is that
What a
I
pleasure.
just have access to him. I text him a couple times a day. We can talk about things that we're seeing in the market. It's just nice.
Well, talking about the market, let's talk about distribution and reach.
Oh yes, absolutely. If you guys are interested in picking up our product, we are distributed through Cavalier. So if you're a restaurant bar owner out there who wants to pick up our product, reach out to Cavalier Rep. Otherwise, we're getting in deals. We haven't signed any contracts with Giant Eagle or Whole Foods yet, but we'll be there soon. You can still find us at the big craft beer Giant Eagle on 3rd Avenue. Any of your little, any of your wonderful specialty shops.
Bob
These
Jones.
are the people.
That's what I've been waiting
That's
for.
what it is.
Independent places. Check them out.
Independent business. Please check them out. They have been amazing to us. I'll be doing tastings at many of them in the next few months. Many.
Many.
So look for us. If you don't see us and you want us, please ask the person there, and then they can ask their rep, and we can show up there. So like I said, we just started up. We're getting in and out. So excited to see you guys and have you guys try our beers.
Wow. Now, and real quick, this particular area that we're in here, obviously, we're up in Easton.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and just real quick before we push into
We're in the most
something else?
amazing
Yeah.
space out
Why don't
here.
you got some? This looks like you
This
got
is
some
pretty crazy.
really cool neighbors moving in too.
We
By
got
the
some
way.
amazing neighbors. So we're part of a new annex at Easton. We're right by Macy's, where Macy's has always been. I'm looking at Macy's right now through
Yeah.
our window. So we're that side of Easton. You can get in and out of it pretty quickly. There's a new garage parked over here, and there's another lot built over there. Beeline is opening up.
So what is this area called? Is there a name for this? I know different places in Easton have different names. As
This
someone who
is
works-
called the Forbidden Root District.
Okay, I like it.
I'm
I
naming
mean,
it. I don't think they've claimed it yet. so
Yes,
I'm
but
happy.
I like it.
I like it.
You were the
That's
first-
what they call
first
it.
one
This
to
is
here.
the Forbidden District.
I mean,
let's
well,
even cut it
I
out.
Forbidden
worked at
District.
Easton
Oh, I love that.
from day one of when Easton opened.
Oh, really?
I was employed by a business that was an anchor tenant at Easton, and I got employed by them for 4 months before Easton even opened. And if it was,
You
for-
dated yourself real hard there.
yeah, I'm 41. It's fine. I don't care. I'll
I
talk
need to
about
know
it
your
later.
skincare regimen. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Just get a
old
mohawk.
ass.
It's it. Just get a mohawk. It's fine. But like, just how much has expanded. So, like, if I was still working at Easton and the business I worked at was still here, for me to walk over here on my lunch break, my half-hour lunch break.
No shade thrown.
Total shade thrown. Because I would totally do that. It would take me 15 minutes to walk from where I used to work to here now. And that's how big Easton is.
Yeah. Easton is huge.
It's
Easton is
huge.
the only brick and mortar market, commercial space that is growing in the United States.
And
That was a big reason why we opened out here. There's opportunity here. Columbus itself is growing astronomically. What did Columbus look like 10 years ago? I wouldn't even recognize it.
Right, and I feel like this district that you're in, when I came here tonight, like you've got this business here, and then there's Crimson
Restoration.
Cup.
All right, we're gonna have a pin 16-bit over
Pins,
there.
And
Yeah,
the,
pins.
I mean, Crimson Cup straight up built a house.
Yeah, they
Like,
have a house.
I walked out of
They built a townhome.
I walked out of the garage and I'm like, that's just a house.
Crimson
So we just
Cup
built a
tiny
house in
It's a
Easton.
really cool space. We're gonna be
This
able to
is
play with our
insane.
outdoor space here too.
Yeah, it's
we're
a
gonna go do
very-
some beer garden stuff.
Yeah, it's a very unique district here that you guys have going on. I feel like the businesses that are around you, like you guys are all working together to kind of build
Oh, absolutely.
something different than what people think of Easton as.
And another thing about that is that we're going to brew a beer just for Easton that we won't have in the tap room. We will have a beer just for our Easton lovely partners, bars, restaurants, so they can have something that you can say, hey, you can't get that anywhere but Easton with us. So we want to land in and we want to do it right. We don't want to come in and say buy us because we're here. We want to say put us on because it makes total sense for all of us to work together, which has been working out so far.
Now, not to jump too far ahead, because I know you guys just opened the doors and stuff. Here
Yeah.
in
We are
Columbus.
very much open.
Event-wise, are you guys gonna have any live music or anything like that? I'll tell you what, this place is fantastic. It's 2 stories, and the second story, I'll be honest, I wish we would have done the show upstairs because it is
It's beautiful.
so cool, and we could have put
Yeah.
a Monger action camp.
Well, open up
you
your
know,
calendar.
I know, dude. There it is,
Saturday.
dude. It sounds like the Mongers are going to make a return date
You guys
because
gotta know.
I want to do a show upstairs because it's basically a balcony that goes around the whole the restaurant brewery, and it's beautiful.
Well, the
You can look
decoration
down.
just, it's,
Yeah.
And a lot of that was our lovely owner Robert Finkel. He's got a lot of hand in what pieces we bring in as far as furniture.
there's
He's
some
got some.
amazing, like,
The couches
when you
we have
walk
are
up,
incredible.
the couches, and then there's that map. So there's a drawer and you pull out South Dakota, and it's a map of South Dakota. Then the next drawer lower is North Dakota. You guys have this, they have this glass case with bottles of mushrooms.
Yeah,
like
the mushroom
wild
glass.
mushrooms in it, and then there's a whole bin up there with vintage books that you can just take out and look at these. And we're talking, I say vintage, I'm not talking about like 65, I'm talking about like 1865, like old ass books.
We got a really cool motif in here.
Yeah.
We were the first to open in this district.
very cool.
And just the motif that we've sent it's just amazing. I love coming in here. I spend, us sales reps. I'm sorry to give the Emperor's clothes away, but
It's okay.
Fridays are a day, right? Fridays are a day. They exist. I'm
Yeah,
glad that I
Fridays
get to
exist.
spend my Friday here.
Yeah.
Planning my week for next week there, interacting with customers who come in, planning lunches. So if you guys ever wanted to come in on a Friday and have lunch, I'd treat you. Or if you wanted to meet me,
He just
I'm here
done said
Fridays.
that.
I'm
He
here
done.
busted up.
You done screwed up, Jack. You done screwed up. You done
We got
screwed up. You just said that you were going to
Monger
buy the Mongers
Whoa,
lunch.
whoa! You need to have at least a podcast with how many followers?
Oh, dude, no. Hey, we're already there, dog. We're already there. Hey, you said
So
it.
the Mongers have found their new home.
Don't,
Wow.
Don't,
You're welcome.
Man.
You're
don't
more than
check
welcome.
the Springfield
I want
beer
you.
dates,
Yeah.
all
I
right?
missed you guys.
Yeah.
I just
know.
got
Cheers,
chills.
by the way. It's great to be back on. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here. This was great. I really appreciate you guys coming out and checking us out. Not that we're done or everything, but I got to give gratitude.
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah.
like I'll be skipping a lunch date with our friend Craig Brown here pretty soon.
Oh, that's right, Craig
Craig
Brown.
Brown.
Dr. McNasty himself. One of my all-time favorite people on this round world. Craig Brown.
Craig Brown.
Craig.
Me and Craig Brown need to go get crazy. Crazy Craig Brown, Spartan Biscuit style. Woo!
Buy a motorcycle.
No.
We're
Wait,
riding.
are you guys riding double?
I could
Nope.
see him on a trike. I could see him on a trike.
Nope.
One of those
No.
big trikes.
Nope.
Craig-
There's a reason why nobody in my family
Because
let me
he-
ride
he's
their
a-
motorsports.
What's
Yeah.
Craig Metalmonger and I are riding down to Kentucky. for a
Colleen. I don't know if that's a
shot.
family thing.
Yeah.
Machine gun shoot.
There's a lean to them. When you're
Okay.
walking across the street to Hamburger Inn sometimes, you lean.
I was there last Saturday
Rambo lean?
and found the receipt, and I didn't remember eating there.
All right. I think we're going off the rails.
I know.
Let's
move on. All right.
Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Let's
hey,
bring it
that
back.
happens. All right.
Yeah, it
let's-
happens.
Well, let's not get Lenny'd, all right? Come on now. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, Monger Maniacs out there. It's time for the Barley Hopsters Bottle Shop Speedy Beer that is moving, and it's a no-brainer. It's really a no-brainer right now. That's right. You've got Sierra Nevada coming in with the 40th anniversary ale at 6% ABV. Chief is about to go crazy right now. Hop-forwarded beers weren't popular when they started back in 1980, but they loved them. And we knew that if they were going to open a brewery, we better make something distinctive. It's been 40 years since then, and we're still brewing what we love. This beer showcases the bold flavors and aromas of a classic West Coast IPA.
Pine.
Intense pine. Intense pine. Citrus in a deep gold color and slight caramel sweetness. Here's to following your passion in the next 40 years, Chief. What do you got to say about that, brother?
Well, first of all, that was glorious, I must say. Secondly, that is the brewery. Sierra Nevada is the brewery that got me into craft beer. It is the reason I own a beer shop. Is the reason I'm on this show right now instead of selling flow meters. So
Did you say selling Flobies?
flow meters. That was
Oh,
used to be what I
dang.
did. Yes.
I
it
thought
was
you said Flobies.
So terrible, very
Do you
despicable life.
Do you
I
remember
led
Flobies?
before. Yes, I've heard of
Flobies, it's the
Yeah.
thing that you cut your hair and it sucked
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
attach to
cut
the
and suck,
vacuum.
yep.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
you
is it a
know,
vacuum?
from starting out in a homemade system, they welded themselves to what they got going on now. 2 breweries, all this great beer, the innovations that Sierra Nevada has brought to the table, being able to put out a pale ale instead of another lager. I mean, they brought flavor back to American craft brewing or American brewing totally.
Didn't they
Man.
single-handedly save the West Coast craft scene in the early 2000s
They did.
by sharing some of their hops?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Sierra Nevada's
yeah.
they're the best.
I will say I drank one of these beers today at Barley Hopsters out of my own volition. I didn't even know it was going to be the Speedy Bottle Shop beer. I just walked by it and saw it, and I was like, I need to drink that. And I was not disappointed. It was pretty damn tasty.
You guys put a bottle behind the counter for me?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I got a case at home too. I can't drink it, so I bought it.
All right.
So,
I'll drink it for you.
yeah, it'll be there for me.
You can watch my carbon tape.
Yes, there you go.
You can check my glucose.
Just be disgusting.
I drank one beer before a work call-off. That's how many of those I drank. That's right, the other night. Yeah. I went all the way up to the line and said, you know what, if I drink one more, I'm calling off the next day. But, ladies and gentlemen, Monger Maniacs out here in Monger Nation. Wow. You couldn't ask for a better beer, I think. 40 years running. I mean, let's be honest.
It's insane.
Let's be honest. 40 years. 40 years.
40 years.
It makes me feel
And-
old.
Started in a garage.
Started in a garage. Started out as homebrewing. Went to a brew shop. Turned into a passion and a homemade brewery. Their own brewing system. Wound up, he got a good deal on a German system that sat for 7 years in storage because there was no money to get it installed. But he went out and bought it because he had the money to buy it. I tell you what, man, that is some passion about brewing. And not only that, we did do a Beer Monger show at the Mills River. And I'll tell you what, for as big a brewery as they are, how accommodating they were.
It was
how cool
awesome.
They were.
Dude.
It was.
It's an
Dude,
experience I'll never forget.
How did you guys do that?
no, I'm telling you right now, Sierra Nevada, y'all made us feel like kings and queens.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
I'll tell you what, man, it was such a good time, and it really was a really staple moment
They have
in
really
TDMS history.
they have
It really
really
was.
nice bathrooms there at Malt Disney World.
Malt Disney World?
That's
Is
what
that
they
Malt
call
Disney
it.
World, as they call it, yeah.
The only place I pooped was at Sierra Nevada because their bathrooms are so nice.
What a compliment.
Yeah,
Mark.
so
There you go. Not even.
I mean, we were down there for almost a week, Squiz.
No, we were down there for-
we were only there for 1 day, so
we
I guess.
were there for 2 days and we were in North Carolina for 3 days. And then
One
maybe a
poop?
bathroom on the way back, but no, 2 poops, dude.
Oh my God!
Both
All
at Sierra
right.
Nevada?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
See,
then
I
one
just
on the
thought-
gas-
recommendation.
One in the
I
shitty
was-
gas station on the way back.
I was
so,
paying
you know.
attention. I just thought you were a real lady and you didn't poop.
Here we go. We're getting Lindsay
I don't know.
right
I
now.
saved it.
Snuck off.
I saved it for the classy bathrooms at Sierra Nevada, and then a really super shitty bathroom on the way back in like Tennessee or something.
Hey, dropping
but,
about.
you know.
Hey, oh man, I can't do this.
I snorted.
All right,
Mike.
all right.
Damn
This
it.
is great stuff.
Thanks, Quiz.
And you know what? You're only going to get this towards the very last third part of the show. I'm telling you that because that's when everything sinks in and we get extra Monger crazy. All right, so last call for alcohol. Here it is. You know, so Jack, Forbidden Root.
Forbidden Root.
You know, real quick, he's been here before. He's a part of the Monger squad.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a great story here to sell. One more time, real quick, going out. What do we got?
Forbidden Root. We are a botanical and forgotten recipe focused brewery. We make amazing beers, specialize in bringing in unconventional by modern technique ingredients and methods to make our beer. But don't get intimidated by the fact that we're herbal and botanical because you'll get your mind blown by trying our NEPAs and everything else. We're not recipe chasers here. We're recipe definers.
Definers! With that word, Master Chief Monger, last call for alcohol.
All right, so we're coming up, and I'm sure most of you have been hearing a lot about politics lately. All I'm going to say
shit.
is when you go out there and you're looking at who you go to vote for, remember the parenthesis R and the parenthesis D is not the only thing on that ballot, not the only thing to be looking at. Quit following that kind of stuff. Go out there, vote for the Libertarian. He likes beer, and we'll let you smoke your weed. So there you go.
Oh, wow, dude. We just went to the Oscars on that shit, or the Globes. We just went to the Golden Globes on that one. Shit. I did not know that shit was popping off right there. Wow, right here, only on the Beer Monger sessions. That's right. With that, oh man, Squiz, you're following a hard one on this one. Last call for alcohol, my sister.
You know what
Squiz.
you know what I always use my last call for.
Oh,
I
here's-
just want to give a shout out to all the groups that consistently let us share and don't give us a hard ban. And that goes for everybody that we share into. Not the least, Springfield Beer Geeks, Steve, Germ, we love you. We're coming to Mothers. We got Columbus Craft Beer Consortium, Central Ohio Craft Beer Geeks, Ann Arbor, the Ann Arbor group, just everybody. So many groups. Like, thank you so much for putting up with our bullshit. Like, we love you. We wouldn't be here without you. We totally appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Winter Columbus Craft Beer Fest in a couple weeks too. I'll be there with my strawberry basil snoochie boochie, so I'll see y'all there.
Woo! Snoochie Boochies, ladies and gentlemen, Monger Maniacs all around the world. Last call for alcohol. We are the Beer Monger Sessions. I am Spartan Biscuit, my co-host Squiz, and Master Chief Monger on the Beer Monger Sessions, everyone's favorite stream podcast about breweries, craft beer, alternative sports, and of course, shenanigans.
Shenanigans!
Cheers! For the brewery! Bye, the brewery!
Cheers.
We'll cheers you later!
If I had